Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right. Prince of Cups. This is someone who is trying to live authentically. This is someone who is trying to let the light of their own soul shine through out into the world, right? Somebody that knows what they want, is sensitive to the energies coming in, is able to say, what is this reality, showing me? What are my feelings? What are the corresponding truths that I can find inside of me when I experience my life, when I experience myself, when I experience the world? This is a lot of this is a great sensitivity in your aura right now, where you can feel the energy coming in, and you're using that as data, As we move through life, you encounter other energies. I don't know what it is. I think we all have I don't know if it's a 3-foot or a 6-foot energy field around us, okay? We're kind of in this egg of light, all of us, right? And when you encounter other energies, it stimulates your aura in a certain way. And this card is able to kind of know what that says to me. What does that mean? What is that message? What's coming in? How do I feel about that? And how is that revealing more of my journey? And this is somebody that's trying to live authentically, wants to have, high vibrational, positive experience, wants to have life and love and laughter, And, let's see what we're doing with this. Let's see where we're going. This is somebody who is, trying not to hide themselves away, right? Oh, look at that Ace of Wands, the spark of inspiration, okay? And Ace of Pentacles, yes, very, very good. 2 of Wands, 4 of Cups, 8 of Cups. There's a lot of reasons not to do something, Over here we have a 7 of Cups. We have a Tower. We have the intuition with the High Priestess. And a 6 of Pentacles. I think that you're about to take a really big risk, and I think that you're hesitating on the brink, on the edge of it. Okay, the Ace of Wands is a new idea, a passion, a creative surge that is igniting your energy. You know authentically what you want to do. The problem is just overcoming the emotional resistance. See, we kind of see this horizontal line here that's saying, wait a minute, nope. There's a blockage of the emotional energy. The water is kind of getting in the way of that fire, and we're thinking, well, do I do it? I mean, I know I want to. I feel it. It seems like this is authentically right for me. This is my path, but I don't know. I'm kind of hesitating here a little bit, Let's select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right over here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments. Let's use the intuition that is here represented by the High Priestess, but it's in the position of the obstacle for you. You got to trust in this fiery spark of inspiration, this creative surge, this raw energy that's waiting to be shaped into something meaningful. This is a current. This is a spiritual current of energy. Needs to connect with what? Earth, right? fire to earth, the spiritual electrical circuit of creation. The impulse, the idea, the spark of the creative, force, this current in you needs to connect with the mechanical world. Right? The mechanical world isn't going to do anything if it's not connected to the power source. The power source isn't going to have any kind of expression, isn't going to materialize unless it connects with the mechanical world. So we're taking this energy that you feel, and we're finding out that we really do need to take that step, take that leap, take the risk. Okay? So we've got just the two major arcana energies, right? Yeah. High Priestess and the Tower. Okay? And this is kind of like we need to trust in our intuition, trust in this energy, even though it feels like it really is going to change a lot. It's going to disrupt a lot of things. Okay? It's going to shake things up. It's going to shake up your life and your relationships. Your external reality is going to be rocked by this new impulse of yours. It's a new beginning. Okay? This is raw energy that's waiting to be shaped into something meaningful. And we have that here as the outcome. All right? The long-term outcome here as that Six of Pentacles. So we've got fire, fire. We've got water, 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 water. Don't have any air. Then we've got earth, kind of earth underneath, and then earth out there as the long-term success, right? So I feel like we're kind of unsure how this is going to feel. There's good things, bad things. It's kind of a mixed blessing. We're looking for a reason why I should or shouldn't do it. And there's a lot of reasons that say, no, don't just, it's too difficult. There's too much at stake. It's going to cause too much of a disruption in life. There are a lot of reasons to just keep things as they are. A lot of reasons to so-called, not rock the boat, right? The Four of Cups here. We're not rocking the boat. There's part of you that just says, well, this is fine the way things are. I don't need to do anything. I should just be happy, right? The boat's not sinking. There are no holes in the boat. Yeah, but the boat's not sailing off to its adventure either. Okay, so this Four of Cups is us trying to say, I'm okay. We're trying to sort of just gloss over our emotions and say, no, everything's fine. I'm happy. I'm content. Nothing I need to do. I'm just going to stay here where it's cozy and warm. I don't need to fall. The thing is, though, this creative spark is not going away. This is not going away, right? This is a new beginning, but we've got to take that first step. Okay? And that Ace of Pentacles is that first step. And this is a path that's going to be filled with excitement and possibility for you. Okay? I feel like you're an intensely motivated person. You've got this Two of Wands behind you. It's your ability to assert yourself and to kind of to not break or collapse under pressure. This is your ability to stand up for yourself, to fight, to assert yourself, energetically speaking. Okay, but I feel that in your past there are blockages to this. Maybe you've tried to do something like this before. Maybe you were raised in such a way where it's you were encouraged as a kid to don't go out and do anything wild with your life. Just stay here where it's safe. Don't do anything that's going to put yourself at risk or put you in danger or put you out in the public sphere, or don't take any risks. Right? Maybe we were taught to kind of live a safe life. Maybe we had parents that didn't want us to really leave home, that wanted us to just stay in the safe surroundings in which we were born, right? Relatively speaking. And so this is something that you're fighting against. So there's something in your history that is sort of encouraging you to go up here to this Four of Cups, and you're saying, no, I want to do this. I am motivated. I'm driven. This is a surge of enthusiasm urging you to take a very bold action. This is a life force that is awakening in your body and soul, right? From this very sensitive aura that you have. You're feeling this, and you know the path forward for you. But we're resisting something from the past. It is probably something like our upbringing or history, culture, or the events of our childhood or something like this. That is that we're trying to fight against, because it's trying to keep us. It's trying to keep us safe. This is in a way, this is the expression of a psychological complex. This is when we still hear our the guardian parents or whoever raised us, right? We're hearing mom and dad's voice in our head saying, no, don't go do it. It's too risky out there. It's too dangerous. Stay home where it's safe. Maybe you had an overprotective childhood. Maybe you witnessed other people kind of taking risks and failing, landing hard, you know? And so we developed a complex that said, no, I need to stay where it's safe and cozy. You know, we got to get out of our comfort zone, right? Because what we're doing with an ace is we're creating a 5 here, an emotional 5. And 5 is the number of change. And 5 is the number of movement. 5 is the number of saying, I'm intentionally shaking things up so I can put them back together in a way that's more harmonious for me. Okay? Strike while it's hot, right? Is the idea here. We feel fired up about something. We don't want to delay. We don't want to lag on this because eventually, again, yes, we're going to convince ourselves. We're going to kind of lose steam. This is a surge of inspiration. You got to strike while that passion is alive in you. Otherwise, if we just linger, I think emotionally we're going to start feeling like, oh yeah, it is a bad idea to do this. It is way too risky. We start to think of all the challenges that may be ahead of us. We start to think about all the things that could go wrong, right? We start looking at the glass as being half empty. You know, it's already half empty. I don't want to make it worse. You know, what if I take a big risk on something, whether it's a job, a new career, a vocation, a calling to something, right? A passion project, a new relationship. What if it's a big move in your life? What if it's a transfer to somewhere else? It's a transfer of energy, I think, from something to something else. A transfer of energy from within you as potential out into the world as kinetic energy. Okay? Act on your inspiration before it goes away. Don't wait. Right? Take the risk. Follow what lights you up. Right? The joy and the excitement of this are going to be signs that you are on the right path. Okay. We've got to deal with that 8 of Cups, though. Okay? Because there will be... See, the 8 of Cups is kind of like we're moving forward with this fear that at any moment now something bad will happen. It's storm clouds always. There's a black cloud over our lives, and it's like every time we go outside, we're like, where's the danger? It's almost an emotional anxiety. And anxiety is a fear that is diffuse. It's not a focused fear that we can't say, that's it, there's a snake, there's a lion, there's something dangerous right there, and that's what I'm afraid of. No, we just say, I feel a kind of anxiety and a fear, and I don't know why. I don't know where it's coming from. Well, it's coming from your past. It's coming from the psychological complexes. Okay? You got to follow what lights you up here. Yeah. And what we're doing here with this Ace of Pentacles, this is the seed of creation. And what you start now has the potential to grow into something really, really powerful. Okay? And these two, especially this is the electrical circuit of creation. This is that, heaven to earth, above to below. This is the secret of manifestation. From inspiration to creation. Fire to earth. Right? What is in between these two? Well, you go from fire, you got to go through the water and the air to get to earth. And what's the water and the air? It's the human heart and mind. I think your mind is set on it. You understand logically. That's not the issue. The issue is the emotions. I know I need to do this, but I'm just resistant to it. I hesitate. I don't know. So I kind of feel that ideally, we're living authentically, right? And authentically is, I trust how I feel deep in my soul, and I know the message, I know the truth. My heart and my mind are working together in alignment, and I'm a powerful being moving through life. The problem is you have this inspiration now, and we're kind of like, ooh, now I don't know about my emotions. Now I'm getting this weird feeling, and I don't know what to make of it. And it could be that we're looking at the immediate future and thinking, maybe this is going to be maybe it's going to be too people-y out there. Maybe there's going to be too much risk. Maybe it is too dangerous. Maybe my parents are right and it's not worth doing anything bold or risky because, well, bad things can happen, right? This is that seed of creation. And I think that these two cards are acting as a green light that you should move forward with your passion-fueled goals. Okay? You're channeling this energy directly, right? Directing your fire toward what truly matters to you. And I think that is worth whatever is out there waiting for you. We're not going to, I think we're going to step into the future and realize that it's not so dark and stormy. It's not always like, oh, the skies look threatening today. It's not always going to be that way. I think we're expecting that. But once we go out there, once we get into it, we think, hey, this is all right. I can do this. This is working. This is good. This is a good choice that I made. So it's really the difference here with the Four of Cups. This is us in the safe cove, right? We're moored in the harbor or in the cove here. We've dropped our anchor and we're just chilling. It's the storm shelter, right? That we realize that out on the open ocean, well, that's when storms happen. In here, in this safe harbor, there are no storms. I'm protected by the storms. Yeah, but you're not going to get the life you want, the life you need. You're not going to have this authentic expression of yourself if you don't go back out onto the ocean, if you don't start, sailing again, right? So it's interesting to me what this past energy could have been, okay? And what we're having to fight against this in order to move forward and liberate our will. Liberate our fiery energy. The only sin is to hold your Holy Spirit in, right? Restriction, not allowing the full expression of yourself. Okay? There's a Carl Jung quote about that. I got to look that up. I can't remember what that is exactly. But it's about the restriction of your true energy. It's the restriction of yourself. Anyway, Path of the Serpent. Let's talk about this. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Okay, they don't cost anything. Your general energy is the Seven of Cups. I think this is the realization that the Four of Cups isn't really all that cushy and cozy anyway. This is that feeling that says, if I don't do this, then I'm not going to feel all safe and sound and snug as a bug in a rug, getting a hug with the Four of Cups. That it's not gonna sit well with me. So this is that feeling again, that authentic feeling that you can tap into and trust, and you understand the message. Sometimes the Seven of Cups is the illusion of pleasure and happiness and success, but when we really take off the glasses, we say, oh yeah, I see what this really is. I can try to fool myself all day long and thinking I love it here, but if I'm really the Prince of Cups and I'm really honest, no, staying put is not feeling good. So I think you're taking the risk. I think you're going to do it. There's always a fear of starting something, right? It's taking that first step. This is the most difficult, but this first step is in you. This is beneath the surface. Taking that first step, there's always a resistance to that because it feels like inertia. A body at rest will stay at rest until acted upon by another force. So you have this sinking quicksand, stuck in the mud feeling. It takes a tremendous effort to get started. But then once you get started and you start moving, then you start chugging along. Okay, but that first step from zero, that takes the most energy. Okay, and that's why it's in physics, right? That it takes less energy to stay in motion and stay consistently in motion than it does to go from a stop and come up to speed. Going from 0 to 55, right? Driving safely. Going from 0 to 55 takes a tremendous amount of effort, of energy, of fuel. But staying at 55 for the hour, or for the day, for the year, or whatever, that doesn't consume as much. Then you're just dripping fuel in there, but it takes a big effort. It takes a big eruption. It takes a big tower moment, right? So we have a resistance to taking that first step or to trusting the inspiration. The tower is the liberation of this fire energy, the liberation of your will. You're going to liberate this will. What's inside the tower? What's left after the tower falls down? Pure spirit. The tower removes everything that's blocking us from doing the thing. I think one of our problems, I think, with the Ace of Wands, that you don't seem to have this problem now, but sometimes we can have a scattered energy. And that's part of our Two of Wands as well, perhaps, that we have so many ideas that we can't narrow it down to one idea that we're willing to go through the risk right, to fulfill. So with scattered, your will can't be two. Your will has to be one. We can't say, I want to go, but I also want to stay here. I want to go left, but I also want to go right. Well, in the middle of the tension of those two forces, we're not going to do anything unless we can transcend. Unless we say, I don't have to go left or right. I can go straight up. Okay? But if we're stuck in that dichotomy, then we're motionless. We're spending a lot of energy staying still. Push your hands together. Not left hand stronger, not right hands. Push them together as hard as you can. It doesn't look like I'm moving, right? It looks like I'm praying. I'm burning up a lot of fuel here. My arms are already getting tired. That lactic acid building up. So that equal pressure is not a state that we can sustain. So we're torn equally between two places. Eventually, we're going to realize that this is unhealthy. I can't exist like this. Something has to change. Either I have to completely abandon the inspiration, totally forget about it, somehow cut it out of me, metaphorically speaking, or I've got to just say, screw it, do it. Take the risk. Yeah, take the risk. So I feel like you don't have that scattered energy problem, but I do feel like we are kind of still torn. Okay. Sometimes with the tower, it's the idea that we might be going too hard, too fast, and we're shaking loose the foundation of something. It's kind of like you want to slowly come up to speed. You don't want to just floor it and, spin the tires and like maybe some nuts and bolts will fall off, and then we just kind of zoom ahead. That maybe it's like we don't want to go too hard, too fast, right? We want to make sure that we keep the foundation intact. So you got to be very strategic about how you move forward here, okay? You don't want to cause any unnecessary collateral damage to other structures in your life. Right, whatever this is, a new job, new relationship, a new creative project, a new vocation, you're going to move to a different, country or something like this. You don't want to go about it in such a way that is careless. You don't want to cause a lot of unnecessary harm, because every decision you make is going to ripple out to other people. So we want to make sure that we sort of minimize the disruption. Yeah. But again, we have to take the risk. We have to go forward. We have to say yes. We have to take that step, knowing that our actions are going to have ripple effects out in our lives. Your actions are going to affect me even from way over here, because those ripples will extend out infinitely. By the time they get to me, they may be imperceptible. I probably won't even notice it, really, right? But the people closest to you, that's when the waves are going to be, the ripples, right, are going to be like big waves. But as they go out, they diminish in intensity, but they continue on forever energetically, okay? And we have to keep that in mind. The people closest to us are going to feel it the most. But we have to make sure that we believe in this decision and this choice, this will, this inspiration. We believe in it enough that we can justify the ripples that are going to be sent out to the world. And I don't mean to say that we have to consider how our actions today are going to affect the butterflies in Belize or something, but in a way we do. Like, how does my actions now, is this something that's good for me? Is it good for the world? It may, in the short term, create a lot of disruption, and the ripples are not just rippling through space, rippling through time, right? So it may seem like the first few days or weeks are going to be really bumpy, really choppy waters, but eventually it's going to diminish and things are going to smooth out over time. So we have to really believe in what we're doing so we can say, yes, this is worth the choppy waters. This is worth the disruption through space and time. It's a positive thing I'm doing. It's not destroying anything. It may feel disruptive at first, okay? But this is something, again, that we have to get through. Okay. So the high priestess, we have to trust. And that's the difficulty right now is trusting yourself, really. Trusting this inner knowing of the Prince of Cups, right? The air that's inside this water. This is a bubble inside this ocean of emotion. And that little bit of air in here is the intuition. It's the inner truth, right? That's trying to be that's trying to tell you, hey, this is your path now. This is what you need to do. You got to take that risk, you know? And the High Priestess is the card, well, she's always trying to lead you to your best life, trying to take you by the hand, trying to say, surrender yourself to me and I'll take you there, you know? We have a resistance to that, especially with some of our emotional cards here and our Two of Wands, and it just seems like I want to trust it, but I'm still kind of nervous about it, and I don't know what to expect, and the ripples, and you know, the storm clouds, and well, my parents said that it's dangerous out in the big world, you know. And so we have to get over a lot of those kinds of things. We have to get over the self-doubt that maybe we're questioning whether what we want is selfish, that maybe we are desiring too much, right? Or that our excitement is too selfish and it's too much for me. It's not worth the ripples that it's going to have in life, you know? But we don't want to consider other people too much. You don't have to consider my feelings when you are going to make your decision. I mean, it's going to affect me in a very imperceptible way, right? It's kind of like the essence of it's like the LaCroix water, you know, a little hint of strawberry in there. I like it. I'm a big fan of LaCroix. Mainly because they use the non-GMO flavor essences in there, and it's just carbonated water. And when I need something bubbly, that's my go-to. They're not a sponsor of the show, but they could be maybe if they wanted to. Anyway, I mean, what if I just had a nice can of LaCroix right here next to me? Because it is going to affect the entire universe. You know, it's that butterfly effect, obviously, right? But to have that doubt that's kind of saying like, well, maybe this is just too much. Maybe I'm aspiring too high. Maybe I'm shooting for the stars here, and I should just be happy with, you know, the light post, or whatever it is. We have to get over that self-doubt, and even that idea of part of the Seven of Cups too. It feels we're stuck in the mud. Maybe it just feels like this is all I deserve in life. This is I should be content with this. That now I feel guilty for not feeling good about where my life is. And so it's kind of like it's a double shot in a way, right? Because the Four of Cups, we feel like, okay, this is my life, and I should just be content with what I have. I shouldn't aspire to anything higher. I should just be comfortable, and I should be grateful for what I have, and I should just stay here. Now I got a Seven of Cups. Now I feel guilty because I don't feel content here. So not only do you have your discontent, but now you've got the guilt on top of it. Now you're discontented and you're feeling guilty for feeling discontented. So it's a double shot of this sort of, this harshness with ourselves. So I think we have to really trust the High Priestess, and we've got to take the risk. We got to look at this as a green light. I think you need to look for proof of presence in your life. Look for ways that Spirit is communicating to you and giving you green lights, okay? Because the outcome here is the Six of Pentacles. The outcome here is beautiful. Let's do a divine inspiration card. This is a botanical inspiration card, I should say. And just because we have the seven, and just because of the water energy that we have, I want to use one of these. Then this is the primula, youthful love. If I had a single flower for every time I think of you, I could walk forever in my garden. Well, that's interesting. Right? If I had a single flower for every time I think of you, I could walk forever in my garden, right? So this is something, to me, it feels like we know we want, we love it, we have a connection to it, like we're thinking about it all the time. We know this is what we want, but we don't have it here, right? It's not, what kind of garden are we creating when we're separated from that true love of ours? From that truth, from that destiny, from that inspiration. So I feel like the pain of not doing this, right, is going to be so much greater than the pain of just of trying to stay where you are. Okay, the absence of the fulfillment here is going to hold so much more weight than the fear of leaving the comfort zone. Yeah. So I like that youthful love. Because there's something that's kind of melancholy about that, right? If I had a single flower every time I think of you, I could walk forever in my garden. It means we're just obsessing over it. We're thinking about it all day, and that this is the truth. This is who we are. This is what we love. right? But it's not here with me. All I have are my thoughts and feelings about it. We need to make it a reality. Well, we need the fulfillment of the Six of Pentacles. Otherwise, without the Pentacles, this thing just becomes an eternal garden of hopes and dreams, of unrealized love. Well, maybe this is a romantic thing for you. Maybe this is a career, a vocation. Maybe it's an art project. Maybe it's an interest or a hobby that you want to start. It's going to be very, very good. You're going to realize this. You're going to materialize it. This is the card of success. This is the card of you realizing that what this is for you is beneficial to the collective. It's going to find its ripple out to me in the distance, right? Along the perimeter somewhere. And I'm even going to benefit from this. I don't even know you, right? So this is a confirmation that what you're doing is a positive, important contribution to the whole, to the collective. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm very excited. 9, 10 of Cups, maybe Ace of Cups, right? Ace of Cups would be cool. Or Ace of Swords even. I notice we don't have any swords cards here because, again, I feel like you know this. We're just getting through the emotional resistance. Yeah. So I'm thinking water energy anyway. I'm thinking an ace. Let's take a look. Oh, another Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay, cool. We got a double shot of Ace of Wands as if we didn't get the message, right? Spirit saying, take the risk. This is the green light. Okay? Don't block yourself creatively, right? The tower represents the elimination of those creative blocks, right? This passion, we cannot repress it. We can't dim the fire here. And so the tower is this fire that's breaking through. Yeah. And I think this is a confirmation, big time confirmation, big time green light. This is the starting gun. It's saying, let's go, let's do it. Yeah. I love this. Absolutely wonderful. Love this reading. We're going to do an extended. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. All right. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Leo, Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.